Hey everybody, this is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. Look it, I'm not on set. I'm in my office. How are you guys doing today? Hi, it's good to see everybody. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to give it a second here and let everybody come in, and we are going to talk about one of the silent killers on our planet, and that is stress. And I can tell you this week I have experienced the gamut of different kinds of stress, and I felt really compelled. Hey, it's good to see you, Meg. Thanks for being here. I felt super compelled to come on here and talk about stress and how it, well, I'm sorry about that, and talk about how it affects us on a daily basis. Hey, Sherry, it's good to see you. Lisa, thank you for inviting followers. Hello, hello. Hello, it's good to see everybody. Hey, Sarah. I love everybody. I just love everybody. Inclusive. So I guess that includes you. Thank you guys for inviting followers. Thanks for everybody jumping in here. We're gonna just continue forward and talk about. So, oh yeah, it can cause all kinds of things. It can cause all kinds of things. Thank you. Yeah, I got a library there behind me. Thanks, Sarah. You can see splat too. Look at all my splats right there. There's a whole gaggle of splats. I have been having a ton of fun. I have. But I have to tell you, Lisa, I have been having a gaggle of splats. That's kind of funny, right? I have been running the gamut of different stresses throughout the week. And I really had to catch myself. Undead, I would love for you to stay. I would absolutely love for you to stay, but we are looking for useful, contributive comments here. And if that keeps up, I'll have to block you, and I really don't want to. That is not my style. I have a lot of followers, and I've blocked very few people. And so I really don't want to do that, but let's be respectful with our comments here. So we are talking about a very serious subject today. It's a very serious subject today. Yes. It's not my style. Yeah, not my style, but I will if you keep it up. All right. So that's just fair warning. That was a warning shot over the bow. Hey, Janie, it's good to see you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. There is nothing for sale over at GoToKitchens. The only thing that I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. And one of the most important parts of our health is maintaining, you're like on strike 2 right now. I know I'm not cooking. Oh my gosh, I'm not cooking today. So one of the biggest things about our health that we need to keep, you did get the poo parts, to keep into balance, and that is stress. Because I will tell you, you can have the absolute best diet on the planet. I mean, you can be like amazing in the kitchen. You can put the best foods, have all the best supplements, get all the best quality. And if you're a stress cadet, you are still not healthy. Stress is a killer. Stress is actually one of the leading, happy Friday to you too. Hey, Patty, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's not Patty. Sorry, race girl. I got you confused with my cousin Patty. So what I want to talk about today is the different types of stress. I want to talk about a few statistics. I want to talk about the different diseases. There's the top 6 diseases that will kill you all stem from forms of stress. What? Let's stay alive. Let's stay alive. Okay. So here we go. 44% of people, 44% as of 2013. 2013. All right, you guys, I'm serious. You're cruising for it. I'm going to hit the block button. It's going to be a block party here very quick. So 44% of us, well, actually a lot of people do use that. So I know, no. So 44% of us, hello Baton Rouge, 44% of us are diagnosed with chronic stress every single year. 44% of us are diagnosed with chronic stress every year. oh my gosh, that to me is epidemic. That is more dangerous than flu. That is more dangerous than anything else on this planet, because chronic stress, I know, chronic stress leads to a host of disease. It's so scary. So let's talk about the difference. I know right now it could be more than that. I agree with you completely. As our world changes and the divides keep happening and everything that is going on in the planet, you know, I think it could be even more by now. So how's it diagnosed? It is diagnosed, I am not stressed. It is diagnosed by, it can be diagnosed by a medical doctor. It can be diagnosed, they actually have a questionnaire that you can fill out that says, you know, it like monitors your stress levels. We actually found out about Robin's stress and his anxiety levels through thank you so much, through a counselor that we were seeing. He put Robin through a series of tests and then diagnosed him with chronic anxiety. And so, yeah, which is a disorder, and we have been working with that. We've actually almost healed it completely. He's doing amazingly well. I'm so proud of him. So yeah, I know those questionnaires do stress me out. Absolutely. All right. Last time you can post weed and then we're done. So I forgot to ask you guys to share out with your followers. So right down there in the corner, there's a little white ball headed guy. If you just touch him right on top of his noggin, you can actually share out to your followers. You can share it on Facebook. If you tweet it out, it's at @GoToKitchens, and it will tweet it out to me. And thank you so much. You can follow me there as well. And you can share it on Facebook and follow me on Facebook as well. All social media at GoToKitchens.com. Okay. So I've said all that. So let's talk about the good stress. What kind of stresses? There are such things as good stresses. Now, I was talking about this week. I had a stressful week. Let's just call it like it is. I was on camera for 5 to 7 hours a day. I'm not talking about Periscope. I am talking about on camera, like for a TV show, you know, and it was a lot. And I'm not used to it. This is brand new for me, and I have not been used to it. So thank you so much for sharing out. And it was really stressful. And so I ran the gamut of stresses this week. I had the stress of excitement. I had the stress of I'm not doing a good job. I had the stress of I'm kind of angry right now. I had the stress of, is that pretty? Does that look good? Did I say that right? I had the stress of staring at a camera and delivering lines, and I am not an actress. There is nothing in me that's an actress. I have nothing. And so it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy town. And so I just had all these stresses and emotions going on. So let's talk about the good stresses. Let's identify the good stresses. The good stresses, these are still stresses in your life. And you can have too much of a good thing, but not really. You'd have to have a lot of them. But like adrenaline junkies, people that find they get their adrenaline going by doing extreme sports, you know, those are actually good stresses in the body, but can also stress the body out as well, and the mind out as well. So excitement, anticipation, achievement, sexual, love, acquisition. So gaining something, you know, getting something. I know he always has a smile on his face. That man, that splat right there, he never doesn't have a smile on his face. He's amazing. Totally unstressed. He might get a little stressed when I stick him in hot chocolate, but other than that. So if you guys don't know, see those spatulas right there? We call those splats. And there's a whole gaggle of splats back there. And he's kind of our mascot here at Go-To Kitchens on our Periscope broadcast. Well, he's not kind of our mascot. He's our mascot. So acquisition, desire, empathy, compassion. These are all good stresses in our lives. And you can probably, as I read that list off, well, there's 4 right there. They're just waiting for a giveaway. It's a gaggle of splats. That's right. I am waiting to do some giveaways. When I can get back to my regular routine of scoping, we'll start doing some giveaways again. And yeah, and we'll give some splats away. So just waiting. Anticipation. See? Anticipation. It's good stress. So let's read it again. Excitement, anticipation, achievement, sexual, love, acquisition, desire, empathy, compassion. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, Chastity, it's good to see you. Those are all good stresses. They do trigger an emotion, and they do trigger in our head as a stress, but those are good stresses. Those are not bad stresses. So bad stress would be the emotions of anger, sadness, jealousy, frustration, shame. That's a big one right now in our society. We hear about all kinds of shaming and that sort of thing. Fear, guilt, grief, and doubt. Those, I mean, there's many more than that, but those are just the highlights of the bad stresses and the good stresses. So you can see we have tons of different emotions and stresses that stream through us all the time. They're running through us all the time. And I ran the gamut. I had some achievement. I had some anticipation. I had some excitement. I actually had some compassion as well. I had anger. I had frustration. I had a little bit of fear. And I had some doubt this week. So I have tons of different emotions going on. And they, you know, and it was all about how I dealt with them. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So chronic stress. I'm so sorry you had a bad day yesterday. That's no good. You know, but we can't have, Sherry, we don't know the good days unless we have a few bad days. We don't recognize how awesome the good days are unless you got a few bad days in there. So learn something from it, achieve something from it, and move forward. That's all you can do. That's absolutely all you can do. When life comes at us like that, when it comes full bore at us, the only thing you can do is learn from what happened and try to move forward. So you cannot, if you eliminated the bad stress, you would never know the good stress, because you can't have one without the other. You know, I always talk about the light. I talk about living in the light and never living in the darkness. But the truth is, and I do say always light, never darkness, and that's my mentality. It's not my reality, unfortunately, but it is my mentality. So I've set my mentality to always live in the light and never live in the darkness, but it's not my reality. There is some darkness. Calamity will strike. That's my dad saying. He always says that. Calamity will strike, but how do you deal with it? And what do you learn from it moving forward? That's how it applies and how it's important. So chronic stress meaning that you are living in one of those negative or bad stresses on a daily basis. This can be from a relationship. Oh no. Yes, darkness is real. It is real. Hey, Cosmo, it's good to see you. Cosmo, I saw your Twitter question. I have been working hard all week and I haven't had a time to answer it thoughtfully, but I promise I will get to it. But it's good to have you here. It's good to see you. Happy Friday to you. And I know I'm not cooking today. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared to cook today, and I've been cooking all week on camera, and quite frankly, I didn't want to. I'm sorry. So, and I didn't have time to prep for you guys properly today, so I just wanted to do this. Yeah. I know it does. It happens to us all. Absolutely. You cannot have the good without the bad, but it's how you form your reality. Your reality becomes, you know, how you deal with the bad. So thank you. Yes, I've been cooking away. I've been cooking like a crazy person all week. So I know they do. Get Dimples out of the kitchen. So funny. So chronic stress, this is something that you're living with bad stresses all day long. So you cannot get away from the bad stresses. It seems like they are following you around. This would be a symptom of chronic stress. If you feel the signs of depression, if you feel the signs of anger, if you feel the signs of sadness, if you are having a hard time sleeping, or you want to sleep all the time, these are all signs that you could have some. Thank you so much for inviting followers. That is something that is a sign that you could have chronic depression. But it needs to be clinically diagnosed. You need to find a counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a medical doctor that can diagnose that, unless you can see it in yourself. So a lot of us, like, I know when I have stepped over, sorry for the Star Wars reference, I'm about to do it right now, but I can tell when I have stepped over to, look at all the love for Cosmo here. I can see, yes, find some professional help. Don't try to do it on your own. Find somebody that can help you. Find somebody you trust that can help you. Absolutely right. So, but I can tell when I've stepped over to the dark side. That's right. I can tell when I have moved over to the dark side, and I cannot see the light to find anything. I can't find it. 2 days ago, yesterday morning, I woke up and I had a really important day yesterday, and I needed to be spot on good. And I woke up and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. I wasn't feeling it at all. And I just I didn't want to do it. And I woke up and Robin woke up and he was like, uh-oh. I mean, he could tell. You can just see it I can't hide it. It's just all over my face when I'm having a bad day or a bad morning. And he was like, what's going on? Tell me what's happening. So he helps me walk through it. We walk through some steps that we use, and I'm going to cover those with you in just a second. We walk through some steps that we use to help de-stress. We said a little prayer and he sent me on my way, and I killed it yesterday. I have to tell you guys, I killed it yesterday. And we got so many good shots. I know. That's so funny. Dung, dung, da, dung, dung, da, dung, dung, da, dung. So, but we totally killed it yesterday. All of us, we all worked so well together. We all worked so well together. We had an amazing day. It was just brilliant. And I woke up thinking it was going to be the worst day ever. And it turned out to be the best day ever. And it was such a pleasant surprise. And I just put on my rock star pants and I was like, I'm doing this. You know, I don't pull up my big girl panties. You know, a lot of people say that, pull up your big girl panties. I didn't pull those up. I put on my rock star pants and I went to work. And it was an amazing day. So I dealt with it like that. But chronic stress. So if I kept that stress with me all the time and I lived in it, Sherry, you'd have to keep up, Sherry. So funny. So, but if I lived with that chronic stress all the time, then thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, life is good. That's right. But if I lived with that all the time, here's the things that I could, actually have happened to my body. So, right? So here's the thing that I could actually have happen to my body. The 6 leading causes of death. The 6 leading causes of death are all linked to stress. What? That's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, you're welcome. It's completely nuts. So here are those things. Heart disease. What? Thank you. Heart disease, cancer, lung ailments, accidents. I mean, when you're stressed out, you're not focused when you're in the car or when you're cutting vegetables, anything like that. Nothing. Did I already say liver, lung ailments, accidents, liver dysfunction? And here's the saddest one that really, and this is just when it's just really gotten too far, is, I know, it's right. And suicides. We've seen a lot of examples of this lately, people taking their own lives. I'm just reading, my husband and I read the magazine, The Atlantic, and they have some beautiful written stories in there. They're very lyrically writ and they're so beautiful. And I actually love this little publication. It's not a little publication. It's like darn serious, but it is an amazing magazine. And so, I was reading about, suicides in Palo Alto and the children, there's a lot of kids and they do these cluster suicides, and that doesn't, yeah, absolutely, Sarah. But they do, but one kid that's really popular will actually kill himself, and then it causes a cluster. I know. Well, it could if you're not paying attention. I mean, I don't know how, but maybe not death, but yeah, accidents, you know, all kinds of accidents. A freak accident in the kitchen with a knife and a vegetable. So I do exercise daily. Absolutely. Yes. And I am not a stress cadet. Well, as you probably know, I am pretty darn laid back. It takes a lot to get me stressed. Yes, but I do exercise daily. Absolutely. But these are all the things that lead to that. And it's very sad. And it makes me sad that people are dealing with this. I have to tell you, it's kind of a chronic thing, on my husband's side of the family. And I think it's almost a genetic. I know. I do a lot of self-care. I'm actually doing a blab with Jenny Q on Monday at the Daily Q show, and driving off the cliff accident. Yeah, running into a river accident, running into somebody else accident, running into a tree, whatever. Yeah. It is. What? Oh, okay. I'll go back to that. Sorry. It doesn't. Actually, that's changed a lot, Dad. It takes a lot to get me ticked off nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I used to fly off the handle pretty easily, but now I'm pretty low key now. I stay pretty cool most of the time. Yeah. The only time I get really ticked off is I feel like, yeah, that's my dad. I really feel like somebody's doing something, like they're doing something wrong to me. Then I get aggravated, or my family, I get pretty defensive that way. So Pop temples. That's so funny. So, yes. So, but those things are, let me go back to the Palo Alto. So I'm reading this, this article about kids in Palo Alto, California. And, the suicide rate is enormous there. It's larger than anywhere else in the country. And this is a very affluent part of the world. These children are raised to be, not superior, but they have a lot of demands on them. Their parents are very adamant about them going on to do great things in life. And so there's a lot of pressure, and that's where they think that this is coming from. The school system, I mean, it's pretty much all top level school systems. Like, people move there with their extraordinary children just to go to school there. No, it is not. It is not. It's a huge pressure. And so, but one child will actually, a popular child will actually commit suicide, and then there will be a cluster that follows them. So, and they'll do copycat things. And one of the most popular ways to kill themselves is to actually stand in front of it's like a fast train, that moves people, back and forth. A commuter train. They will stand in front of, it's called a name and I can't remember it, but they'll stand in front of the commuter train and kill themselves, which is horrible. It's a horrible way to die. And so, yeah, it's not really a bullet chain. It's like just a commuter train that moves around in that part of California. And so, but yeah, and it's terrible. And they're trying to get to the bottom of what's causing this. So it's very sad, and it is it's very unnecessary. And so they're trying to identify why these children are doing this, but a lot of it leads back to chronic stress. They are under stressful situations. A lot of kids interviewed said that they felt like they were performing for their parents, that they were like just little performance monkeys. Like they were, that all they did was seek to make their parents happy and to make their peers happy. And to do that, they had to be extremely focused, and there was like no time to just be a kid or be a high school student. And it's very, that's very sad. I'm very sorry if that was your life, because that's not a great way to live. My parents just let me be who I was going to be. They pushed me in the directions that they knew that I excelled at. They would push me in those directions, but there was never a lot of pressure to be any more than I wanted to be. So whatever I wanted to achieve, my dad would tell me, Leslie, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You're a smart girl. You can do whatever you put your heart and mind into. And quite frankly, all I was focused on at a very young age was getting married. And so I put my mind into it and I got married. So yes, no, my parents should have had like 300 children, because they are amazing. They are amazing at what they do. They are still parenting to this day. I am 45 years old and they are still parenting to this day. I still look to them for guidance and light and wisdom. I tell you almost every single day, I can't wait to share my news with them. I can't wait to hear their thoughts on what's happening to me. So yes. That's right. Anything you put your mind to, but they never did push me in a direction like, you're going to be a doctor. I was actually really, really good at all things legal. In high school, I was part of a debate team. I was part of it was called Youth in Government. And I was part of that, and I was actually pretty good at it. In fact, I think my friend, I saw her pop in here. If you see Jay Jerry, she was my partner in crime, or not crime, but, and we were part of anyway, I was really good at legal type stuff. I could argue very well. And so I'm a good arguer, so don't argue with me. Anyway, and so they could have really pushed hard and said, you're really good at this and you should do this. And but they didn't. They were like, well, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you should do. And, and it was just always up to me. I was always allowed to be, whatever it was I was going to be. So yes. No, that was my cousin, actually. Janice was not that. My cousin was actually that. My cousin Shannon was that with me. We played a game at Christmas, and I tell you, we brought that up, and we were laughing so hard, and I won't go into the whole story, but it was really funny happenstance what happened. So, by the way, to all my family members that are here right now, shout out to you. I love each and every one of you equally. I love you the most. I love you the most. So, and my friends, thank you so much for being here. So let's go back to my original statement and say that you can have the best diet ever. You can exercise every single day. You can look amazing. You can eat the most perfect food on the planet that is the cleanest of the cleanest. You can have purified water. You can have no toxins in your home whatsoever. But if you're stressed out, if you suffer with chronic stress, that is more dangerous than any of those other things that you're trying to eliminate. You cannot be a stress cadet and be healthy. You need to address your stress. Did you like that? You need to address your stress before you address your diet, before you, yes, I do actually. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. See you, Cosmo. Thanks for being here. I know you need to address the stress. You need to address your stress. Thank you. That's awesome, right? Hashtag address your stress. You need to address your stress before you start on a healthy diet plan. You need to address that stress and you need to get it under control before you start trying to change your lifestyle, because all those lifestyle changes and all those kinds of things are only going to bye. It's good to see you. All those types of things are going to only pile on top of that stress that you already feel, whatever the source is. You need to find the source and you need to get down to the source and you need to eliminate and try to remedy the problem. Bottom line. I know that's like severe and you guys are going, what? But you talk about healthy food. What's this? What's all this about? That's what it's all about right there. You need to address the stress because it is serious. A healthy diet will actually help. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. A healthy diet will help with stress in your life. It will help eliminate some of those stress hormones, not eliminate, but help them progress. So there are some foods that you could get rid of: milk, dairy, or milk is dairy, dairy, grains, those types of things. But man, that causes a lot of stress if you're not doing that already. You need to address the stress. If you already have a healthy diet and you're still a stress cadet, you need to address the stress. Bottom line. So here are some of my tips and tricks. Here are some of my tips and tricks for addressing the stress. And I'm telling you, I know that I have said here, yeah, me too, Sherry. Absolutely. Yes, stress is so destructive. It is so destructive on the human body. We are not made to deal with all the stresses that are being piled on us every single day. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, off all medications. Yeah, it's true. My husband, I have some knowledge about this. I've been watching this from the outside. Robin is going through a period of time in his life. After I was diagnosed with breast cancer, he was like a total rock. He stood there. He held me up. He did not let me falter. He did not let me think that I was going to die, because I thought I was going to die for like 2 months. But after all it was over with, and I got empowered, so I found my empowerment. I do have a wonderful husband. He's an amazing man. So really, yeah, it's so funny. But because of that, he has some post-traumatic stress syndrome, and it has caused a chronic anxiety for him. It's actually called a GAD, general anxiety disorder is what he has. And so it is, and it's serious. It's damn serious. And it has affected all parts of our life. There have been moments when I called my dad crying. I don't know what to do. I don't know what he's at. It got to a point where Robin was asking me to leave the house. Like, you need to, like, we're done. You need to move away. You need to you can't stay here with me. And I'm getting really personal with you guys, but I want you to understand how hard we have fought against this. And it was scary. I know, it was super scary. We have this amazing relationship, and I saw this man crumble right in front of me. The most confident man I've ever met in my entire life. The most loving, caring, generous man that I have ever been party to. I mean, my dad is amazing. I'm sorry, Dad, but Robin has this gentle spirit over him that you can't fathom. He's just an amazing, but I watched him totally degrade, just crumble right in front of me. So we hired a counselor. We changed his diet. And I helped him through that. And it still wasn't helping. and we had to find some solutions. So we worked with the counselor quite a lot. We were in counseling. He was going by himself once a week, and I was going with him once a week, and we were spending a ton of money. It cost us a ton because our insurance was not paying for this. We were spending a ton of money, but we didn't care, whatever it took. And so we were dedicated to getting him well. And so he was willing some days. Some days he just wanted to curl up in a ball and say, go away, I'm just leave me alone. I mean, it was serious. We had some serious problems. And so we equipped ourselves with some tools, and I'm going to share with you what we put in our toolbox to help. And we use these still to this day. We use these tools on a daily basis still to this day. But I can tell you today that his stress levels have diminished a lot. He is looking towards the light more and more. In fact, he can point me in the light when I am not looking in the light. So his light has found him. He's eating better. He's actually healthier. He got the best compliment. I know, right? My camera guy is 23 years old. His name is Zach. He's an amazing artist. Zach is amazing. So this week, we did some filming. Yeah. Did you know about that type of reaction? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Juliana. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's personal, but we knew that, I know you are, it's awesome. But we knew that we knew it was personal, but we knew it also needed to be shared. So, because we knew that he was not the only one. So the more we dug, the more we realized that other people are suffering from this type of depression as well. And so, well, anxiety, his really wasn't clinical depression. His was anxiety. So yes, but anyway, so Zach paid Robin the best compliment this week. He said to him, or he said to me, he didn't say it to Robin. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So Zach said to me, and I haven't even told Robin this yet, but he said to me, I just love, Zach is 23 and Robin is 62, about to be 63 in March. And Zach said, I love Robin because he is so youthful. He's so full of life. I mean, you just look at him and he's just, you can't ever believe how old he is. If you didn't know how old he was, especially after you hang out with him, you would never know how old he is because he's so youthful and so full of life. And I just love that about him. And I want to be like that when I'm his age. And I was like, that's like the coolest, bestest compliment ever. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to see some of your work, Sherry. I would absolutely love that. You should send me a private message with some pictures. I want to see it. If you don't want to share it with everybody else. Or you can put it in the VIP page too and share it with everybody else there. Yeah, I would love to. I love art. If you saw my house, it's full of art. I come from a family of artists, so. But anyway, so I just thought it was so cool and so sweet for Zach to have that kind of reaction. I know it is the best compliment ever. I mean, it's the kind of stuff that you're like, wow, it was really powerful. And I can't wait to share it with Robin. I haven't had a chance to, quite frankly. But Robin and I made a toolbox. So think about it literally as a toolbox, like a toolbox, like a toolbox. We made a toolbox of things to help us get him over this. And this has been, I've been cancer free for 3 years. This hit him about 6 months after I was, I'll tell him. But this hit him about 6 months after my cancer diagnosis. So yeah, like a toolbox. So yes, it's like a weaponry. It was like a armory is what it was like. So, cause we were beating this thing. I'm telling you, we're going to beat it. We're going to beat it to a pulp. So yes, so here are some of our solutions. Number one, the thing that has helped him the very most, and everybody's going to go, oh yeah, I knew about that. But we're going to get serious about this right now. This subject right now, we're going to get serious about. And that is, oh yeah, I mean, we almost put Robin in the hospital. We drove to the hospital one day. I was taking him to the hospital. I was like, you're going to have to be admitted or something. I mean, he had gone that far. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. But here we go. So number one that we put into our toolbox was journaling. I know it seems so lame. Like everybody's like telling you to journal. But I'm going to tell you a few secrets about journaling. Here's the few secrets about journaling that we have learned over time. Robin is not an avid journaler. He's not sitting down journaling, like all day long or even half a day or even an hour a day. But here's the thing that we learned. When he first started journaling, this was under the advice of his counselor. When he first started journaling, he just journaled bad days. So his journal was full of completely like darkness. I mean, he would just journal his bad days, but he would put his thoughts out on paper, and I could see he was immediately better after he would do it. I could see a little bit of light, kind of streaming into his face. So as we went along, though, it seemed like it wasn't helping as much anymore. And you might have experience with this. So the journaling seemed like it wasn't helping very much anymore. As we went along in our journey, we decided that it would be great. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I love that. It's a great habit to be into. Good for you, Linda. But we learned as he was going along. Good. I'm glad he's doing better. That's a blessing. I'm happy to hear that for you. Good for you. I mean, because on our side, on your side, it's really stressful to watch somebody you love go through this. It's very, very hard to watch them go through this. And so, but we learned in journaling that if we had him journal, and his journal was not private, by the way. In fact, he did not want it to be private. He wanted to leave it out. So if I wanted to read it, that I could read it and see where his thoughts were streaming from. And the goal there was to never get offended by anything that he wrote, to never fly off the handle about anything that he wrote, but to know that it was a true emotion and try to figure ways around it. So we were working together. So I have to tell you, I did not read it very often, but every once in a while when I couldn't get him to say it out loud, I knew that I could go to the journal and find out what was going on. So it was kind of an open book journal. It was not his private thoughts. It was his private thoughts, but it was also open to me because I'm his spouse. Yes, praise God, that's right. But because I'm his spouse, it was important that I understood what those emotions were, good, bad, or ugly, that I understood. Yeah, I could read his writing, absolutely. That I understood what his emotions were. So, but we decided as we went along that it was good for him to start journaling his good days because his good days started outnumbering his bad days not very quickly, but within a year, his good days started outnumbering his bad days. And so, so he was journaling less and less and less and less. And so he didn't have any reference point. When he had a bad day, it seemed like there was a lot of catch-up work to do in that journal. So we started having him journal his good days as well as his bad days. And it was a huge page turner for us. It was huge, huge, huge. And when he started journaling his good days, he would actually, when he was having a bad day, he would go back and read some of his good days and he could see the light. He could actually see the light in himself when he started doing that. And it was a huge, huge turning point. So if you journal and you're only journaling your bad days, journal your good days too, so you have a reference point, so you can see the light and the dark, and you can see how far you've come, and you can start seeing that there are more good day pages than there are bad day pages. So it's and you can see, you can track the progression. So and then of course the other tip I was going to share with you, which I already did, which is if it's your spouse, if it's somebody that you're in a relationship with, set the Robin doesn't have a problem being honest. Robin is not if you think your butt looks big in a pair of pants, Robin is not the person to ask, does my butt look big in these pants? And you don't want to hear yes, because he'll tell you yes. So yes. That's awesome. I love that. That's beautiful, Janie. That's a great idea. So it is, so we had an open book policy on that. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow. I know that some of you are going, oh my God, I would die if my husband read my journal or my wife read my journal. But it really helped me identify. And I have to tell you, there were a couple of times that it is a great idea. There are a couple of times that I wanted to get offended. I really wanted to be offended. And I had to catch myself, don't be offended because these are his thoughts. And so they're his thoughts. And sometimes it was things, that's right. Not when it's marriage. That's right. But sometimes there are things that I would read and he would say something and I thought, do I do that? Oh, and again, I didn't read a lot, but I read enough. And I would read it and I would go, oh my God, am I doing that? okay, I need to correct that. So it allowed me, it gave me direction for my correction. So my Nana always says, correction is direction. And so, so it gave me a direction for me to correct areas in my life to help him. Things that I was doing wrong in our relationship that I didn't even realize, that he didn't have the guts necessarily to say to my face, and maybe didn't even realize that I might even read that page. But things that I could change to make it better for me. So journaling has been a huge, I have a huge list here, by the way, in my toolbox. We're going like piece by piece here. But journaling was a huge, huge thing. I highly recommend it. I journal, but not nearly enough, quite frankly. Most of my journaling is business. So I mark, big events. I journal my thoughts about big events that have happened. So yes, but journaling is huge. This is another one. He was, and most of his journaling was not about me at all. It was all about him and his emotions and thoughts. But every once in a while I would stumble across something about myself and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. I don't do it enough either, Sherry. And I should do more. I absolutely should do more. And I love journals. I buy journals for people all the time. I actually keep a stack. Look at this. I actually keep a stack of journals to give as gifts. So if you're watching this and you get one of these as a gift, but I have ones that are, I keep them because I think that it's so important. So do more of what makes you happy. Isn't that beautiful? So, but I buy journals and I give them away all the time, and I give them away with, absolutely. And I give them away with a really beautiful pen or pencil or something like that. So yeah, I just think it's so important. And I like that they're handwritten. I think handwriting is actually really cool to do. So I know it is a beautiful one. Absolutely. So here's another one of my favorite tips that we do. We both do this, and our therapist taught us how to do this, and he would make us do this in session. And I think it's and there's actually a physical reason that you do this. So, yeah, I know I need to journal more too. I agree. I know I like it. It's pretty too. Pretty. And so here you can get them at TJ Maxx for like $5. Just saying, $5. $5. Home Goods, TJ Maxx, $5. They make great gifts. You write a little note in the front of it. It's a great gift. It's a great idea. So, and encourage people to be better people as well. And I always love things that encourage people to be better people. So, but here's one of our other tips. So to take a deep breath in and hold it for just like 3 seconds. Just take a deep breath in and hold it. Robin and I actually do this with purposeful meaning in mind. We actually take a deep breath in and we do it while we're staring at each other. So we make eye contact. I think eye contact is so important. I used to be so bad at eye contact. People would talk to me, and I would constantly look down. I did not want to make eye contact. It was some weird, what am I trying to say? Insecurity that I had about making eye contact. Like when people still to this day, if they just like stare at me, it's hard for me to like keep staring back. I'm like, what are we looking at? What are you looking at? What do you see? And so I kind of make a joke of it in my mind so that I will actually focus on making eye contact. But Robin and I, we've actually learned this from our dog. Edison has taught us this, that eye contact is very important, and it is very important between the two of us. And so we actually stare at each other, and when we do that, simultaneously at the same time, we take in a breath. And did you? I know, it was some weird self-esteem thing. And we take a deep breath and we hold it and we release it. And when we do that, it is a complete relaxation of all of the neurological stimulants in the brain. And one thing that it does physically is that when you hold your breath like that, it actually sends oxygen to your brain and helps healing. I know, it's true. And Edison is super good at eye contact, like scary good at it. Like when you talk to him, he looks at you and twists his head. And I mean, he is, like he knows what you're saying. He's really good at it. So, but we do that, and it's a great exercise, and we can feel if we need to do it like 3 times, we do it 3 times, whatever it is. But we take a deep breath in, we make eye contact, we hold it, and we let it out. This stimulates the brain in an amazing way. All the darkness, not all of it, but a lot of the darkness will go away. The stress in the shoulders, just relax the shoulders, relax the neck. focus on the breathing, focus on the eyes that you're looking at, and it makes a huge, huge difference. And it's one of the exercises that we will probably do for the rest of our life. So awesome. That's great. Another one is meditation. This is more me than Robin. I actually set aside a time every single day to meditate. Actually, for me, it's prayer. And it's not just gratitude. It is, it is setting my mind right for what's going to happen to the day. It's very important when I'm here with you guys that I am ready for you. I don't just come on here willy-nilly and start splurting things off. Splurting? Hey, Laura, it's good to see you. I do not come on here and just start, splurting things off. I come on here with purpose. When I am here with you guys, it is purposeful. It is not just to be here to see myself on camera. In fact, it's kind of disruptive to my day. I started this daily schedule and I'm committed to you guys, but it's disruptive. So I come on here with purpose. I do not come on here just to see myself talk. I come on here because I want to affect change in people's lives. I want to make you think about things that you have never thought about before. I want the light bulb to go off. Like every single one of you, I want the light bulb to go off. So yes, absolutely. That is my meditation, is a prayer. It is a prayer to myself. It is a prayer to my God. It is a prayer for others. I actually have a list of people that are sick or that are going through tribulations in their lives. And some of you are on that list actually. And I call their name aloud. I say their name aloud and I go through a whole list of people that I memorize and I call their name aloud. And so that I am conscious of their suffering, that I am compassionate for their suffering, and that I am thoughtful of their suffering. And so, and also just asking for help, asking for guidance, asking for wisdom, asking how I can help. How can I be of help to this person? And so that is my meditation, but that's just personal. Thank you so much. That is just personal for me. That's just personally what I do. So it's good to find your own prayer or meditation. What is that thing that you say or that you do consistently? Thank you so much. It is wonderful, actually. It is a wonderful thing. You guys, if you ever send out things, I need prayer for this or something like that, you will see that, like my cousin's dog or something, I always ask, what's the dog's name or what's the aunt's name? So thank you. But I love light bulb moments. I have light bulb moments every single day and I come on here to share them back to you guys. So, but I look for light bulb moments. They're my favorites. So I love sharing them back out. I'm not stingy with my light bulbs. Share the light bulbs. Hashtag light bulb share. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. But I think it's really, really important to find a time in the day when it is just you. It can be 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be like half-hour meditation, sitting with your legs crossed. I'm not making fun of people who do this. I think it's actually really beautiful. And I wish I had more time to be longer at this. But I have a time set aside for myself and every single day that I do this. So it's really important that you establish that relationship with yourself. Robin has done the same thing. I told him what I do. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. Thank you for saying that. That makes my day. So yes, that is really important. Here's a super simple tip in the toolbox. I just hit my desk and it shook the whole phone. But the simple step in my toolbox is this. It is to take a walk outside. Robin does not watch my scopes. He does not. He is too busy. Robin's got to make the bacon. He's got to make the money because I don't make any money. So not yet anyway. I don't make any money. So Robin has to make the money. So he's too busy to spend an hour with me. He sees me all day long. He knows what I'm scoping about. Trust me. So, but yes, taking a walk outside. I don't care if it's 6 degrees outside. Go take a 3-minute walk outside. Yeah, he does. Go fix those clocks. Get in that clock shop. But just go take a quick walk outside. Take some meaningful, purposeful breaths. Look around. Look at the trees. Look at the beautiful landscape. Don't look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. But put your face towards the sun and get some of that warmth on your face. If it's the night, look at the night sky and marvel how awesome it is that we live on this little tiny planet in the middle of all of this space. So So yes, but being thoughtful, being self-care, having thoughtful moments for yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. It is necessary. So yes, go take a walk outside, take a breather, and get some fresh air. Clear your thoughts and start over again and see if that helps. It is a really good reset. It's a super good reset for stress. Get a hobby. This is another thing. Robin and I both have hobbies. We have hobbies separate of one another. We have hobbies together, but we also have hobbies separate of one another. And I think that that's super important. My hobby is actually, I get to start it back up this Saturday, and I'm super excited. Tomorrow morning, I get to start it back up. One of my hobbies is Zumba. I know that kind of makes me an old lady that I love Zumba, but it used to be like the cool hip thing to do. Now it's like the old lady thing to do, but I love Zumba. It's where old ladies go to shake their butts. So I love Zumba. So one of my hobbies is Zumba, and I have to tell you, I'm pretty good at it. I'm kind of a wizard at Zumba. And so I haven't been able to do it all summer because I had a virus. That's another story. But anyway, I have visual. I know, right? So, but I love Zumba. It is one of my favorite things to do, and it's good for me. I know. I just making fun, Chastity. I'm just making fun. But it used to be like super cool and hip, and now people are like, really? I do Zumba. I like Zumba. It's like my favorite form of exercise. I know. It's like I get to go to dance class every week, and I love it. I grew up dancing. Robin and I go dancing a lot. We go hear live music and we go dancing, and I love to shake my booty. It's like one of my favorite things to do on all the planet is to shake my booty. And it's actually one of our hobbies that we like together, which is dancing. And we just get out and we don't even care. I mean, we don't even care if we look like fools. We just get out there and shake our booties and have so much fun. It's ridiculous. Yeah, no, we have so much fun doing it. And Robin is actually, he looks like Mick Jagger when he dances, if you can picture that. I know. Yeah, it's fun. It is so much fun. I love Zumba, and my teacher is amazing. My instructor is amazing, and she's really helpful. She helped me a lot during my cancer journey. She was a lot of support and love. So yes, that's right. She says that all the time. Shake what your mama gave you or what you bought. She's so funny. So yes. Is it? Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So yes. So get a hobby. Get a hobby separate from your family. Get something that is all yours. If stress is part of your life, get a hobby. Get a hobby that is all yours. That is just yours. You don't share it with your kids. You don't share it with your husband. It is just yours. Or encourage whoever's stressed out to get a hobby that is just theirs. It makes a huge, huge difference. So yes, please, please, please consider that. Robin's hobby is actually, we have a huge vinyl. He's like, yes, that's right. Oh, that's funny, Dad. You're funny. So the other thing that you should think about doing is, or I was going to tell you Robin's hobby. So Robin's hobby is actually vinyl albums. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of vinyl records like LPs. One day I'll do a Periscope down there and show you have too many hobbies, show you all the vinyl records that we have. We have tons, and they're all genres of music, from Vivaldi to the latest Lady Gaga that just came out on vinyl. So I'm not kidding. We do. We're like, I said last night, if you saw my iPod, you would think that I was psychotic because of the different, I'm like a music psychotic because of all the different types of music that I have on it's craziness. I have craziness on there. So I can't get them all in. That can cause stress too. But getting a hobby. Here's one of my favorite tips. Get a hug. Have you ever just thought, I just need a hug? Yes, actually, water consumption, dehydration can cause stress internally, which will cause stress outwardly. So if you are dehydrated, it can actually cause internal stress, which will cause brain fog, which will cause a host of things. It will cause pain in the body. It will cause your concentration levels to start failing. So dehydration is important. It's important to stay hydrated. So thank you for the recap there. Thank you, Sherry. So have you ever just been somewhere or had something happen and you thought to yourself, I just need a hug. If somebody would just hug me right now, I would feel so much better. So some of you maybe aren't the touchy-feely type. I'm the touchy-feely type. If you ever meet me, you're getting a hug because that's just how I roll. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. You're getting a hug. because that's just how I am. I'm a hugger. I love to hug. I don't know if I give great hugs, but I love to hug and I love to be hugged. And so a hug. So basically what I'm saying there is a human connection, finding a connection with another human being, and a physical connection, one that can touch you. Sometimes it's just a pat on the shoulder or a hold, somebody holding your hand, or somebody, like patting you on the face, or even just a one-arm hug, something like that. But getting that human connection can really, really cause a de-stress effect in the body. You can eliminate stress by just getting a hug. How simple is that? Get a lot of hugs. I'm going to go one step further here. Please don't feel uncomfortable with what I'm about to say, but sex is one of the most effective ways to de-stress. Unfortunately, when we're stressed, we typically don't feel like having sex. You came in at a great time there. Hi, it's welcome to be here. Thank you for being here. So I'm glad you're here. But sex is a great de-stressor. Is a great de-stressor between a man and his wife, a wife and her man. It is a great way to de-stress. And so just keeping that in mind, unfortunately, when a lot of us are stressed, we don't feel like having sex. But sometimes when you get a hug or a kiss or something like that, it can stimulate that hormone in your brain that goes, oh, maybe I do feel like sex. It's a great stress reliever. Just keeping that in mind. That is not on my list. I just threw that out there. Just saying. It's in my toolbox, but I wasn't even going to talk about it. Anyway, so the last, actually, I have two more tips. One more tip. Look into someone, find someone that you, I know, right? It does have to be good, meaningful. Yeah, you have to have a connection. You have to find that connection. That's right. You can't just go out having sex with people. But it is a great stress reliever for a lot of people. So the other thing that I want to say, the last two things that I have on my list is, hey, Jenny Q, I just talked, there's Jenny Q. Okay. See Jenny Q right there? Jenny Q. Jenny Q and I are doing a blab. Her show is called The Daily Q Show. It is on blab.im. You can find it that way, The Daily Q Show. That is Jennifer Quinn. She's doing an interview with me on Monday at 12:15 Pacific time. Hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for the commercial option here. You guys, please go sign up. Please go check it out. We are talking about self-care and how it leads to success. I am going to give you guys some amazing tips for self-care to propel you into having a successful life. So yes, so please catch that blab. This is my second interview. I'm certainly honored to be asked back to her show, and I'm super excited. And I get to meet Jenny next week. I get to meet Jenny next week at the Periscope Summit. So, okay. Commercial over. So my, oh, that's awesome. I know, it's so cool, right? It is. I'm glad that you got in on this just after what I just said. Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? So here's the other thing that really helps, that really, really helps. And that is to stop and look into another human being's eyes. Okay, we already talked about this a little bit. This part doesn't have to be your spouse. You don't have to, you do the breathing exercise with somebody that you love or care about, a kid or a parent or whatever. But just find another human being and just look into their eyes and see their humanity. This will help bring you back to the planet. My husband always makes a joke when I get super stressed out. He's like, you're a living being on this planet. You're a living being right here on this planet. And you have things to do, and you have purpose, and you have meaning. But looking into somebody's eyes makes all the difference in the world. So we're going to do an exercise right now. And I know that we're on video, but we're going to do an exercise right now. And I want you to stop what you're doing. If you're doing something and watching my Periscope, I want everybody to stop unless it's driving, and you should not be watching a Periscope while you're driving. Yes, I'll see you next week. Bye, Jenny. So here's the exercise. I want all of you to stop right now. I'm going to get pretty close to my camera so you can see my eyes really good. I want all of you to stop right now, and I'm going to look up into my camera, and I'm going to stare into my camera, and you make eye contact with me, okay? So stop what you're doing. Jesty. Stop what you're doing. all right? And look into my eyes. We're going to make a human connection right here. And I don't want you to try to think about what I'm thinking about. I want you to look in my eyes and see my humanity, okay? And I can't look back at you, but I'm going to imagine your humanity, okay? But I want you to look. This is a really good de-stressor tool. I want you to look at my eyes and and see my humanity. So ready? We're going to do this for like 5 seconds. So I'm going to look up at my camera, straight into my camera, and you guys look into my eyes. You ready? Look into my eyes. No, I'm just kidding. Ready? Here we go. There you go. It's just a peek into humanity. It's a peek into another person's soul, into their life. It is a perfect de-stressor. It is a great way to make you feel like you're part of something. And what you're part of is you're part of this human race. You're part of the inhabitants of this planet. So just stop every once in a while. Make eye contact with somebody. It doesn't even have to be for a long period of time, and see their humanity. Maybe it's somebody that you don't even like. This is great to do with people that you don't like. Maybe it's somebody that you don't even really respect, or that you don't even care to be around. Stop, look at their eyes, pull the stress out, and see that they are another human being just like you are. Thank you. Thank you so much, Janie. That's very sweet. So that's one of my tips. My final tip is essential oils. There is a scoper on here, Evan Summers. Most of you know Evan. Evan Summers, he is an essential oil expert. I can tell you, Evan is not the one who introduced me to essential oils. Actually, I helped Evan get his start into essential oils, and he took the ball and ran with it like crazy and became like an expert. He knows so much about essential oils. Essential oils are basically plant-based medicine, and they are very powerful. And I'll give you an example. The first day that I recorded, I did not, of the sizzle that we're doing for the TV show, I did not have an essential oil diffuser going. Yesterday, because I felt so much stress, I took an essential oil diffuser with me to the studio, the house that we were recording in, which we called the studio kitchen. And I took it there, and I diffused vetiver, which is, you got sex in there, didn't you, Sherry? Thank you. Yes. So I diffused vetiver, which is a confidence oil. It actually gives you a sense of being a human. Actually, it gives you a sense of grounding. It takes away all it helps remove fear out of your life, and it makes you feel very secure. Vetiver is awesome for that. It's one of the reasons that vetiver is so great for sleeping. And then I took a citrus bliss, which is no, I didn't. I took wild orange, which is like citrus, and vetiver. God, how do you spell vetiver? Anybody know? That's awesome. That's awesome. So, excuse me. And so I took a wild orange, which is a citrus blend, and it is super happy, makes you feel very up, like it encourages your mind to work. There you go. Thank you so much, Sandy, for putting that up there. It encourages your mind to work. It encourages you to think good thoughts. It actually kind of focuses you. Yeah, thanks for putting that up there. It kind of focuses you, and it's an amazing oil. So I diffused both of those yesterday, and all that stress, I mean, with my other things in my toolbox that I had with me, my stress toolbox, I beat it back tremendously. And I have to tell you, everybody that was working in that room where we were diffusing oils felt better. And they were like, wow, this is like happy, like happy oils. Here comes the man right now.
My brother has a house.
Yay! Gary got his house today. If you guys have been following me, you know that my brother-in-law is buying a house, and he got the keys to his new house today. Congratulations, Gary, if you watch this replay. That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. He's a first-time homeowner. So today is Gary's first time to ever having the keys to his own home. He's been living in an apartment like most of his adult life, so it's super, super exciting. I know! So exciting. And they FaceTimed it. Robin got to see him walk through his new house the first, on opening FaceTime. Yeah, opening of the door. So, yay, Gary, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. So essential oils are amazing, amazing, amazing for de-stressing. They have helped Robin. I know. Go, Gary, go. It's so awesome. Yay. Oh, that's a great goal, Chastity. I love that. I love that. We are actually looking for a piece of property right now to build a house on, because the house that we're in right now is just a rent. We actually rent this house. We don't own it. And so, but we love it. This is a great house, but I really want to build my own house. And so we sold our house and now we're looking for a piece of land to buy to build our own house. So yeah, can't find one. I've been looking for like a year and a half now. Can't find one. I'm going to stay in Fort Collins, actually, I think. I'm not sure. There's been some talk about going back to Texas, but I think we're going to stay in Fort Collins. So yeah, we're going to stay in Colorado. We really like it here. It's a nice community for us. So yeah, building the empire. That's so awesome. You're awesome. I love that. It is possible that essential oils can help lower the blood pressure, and that's because of sometimes blood pressure can be caused from overstress. And so, yes, absolutely. I do not say abandon medication to do that. I'm not really medication, I don't lean towards medication, but if you're on medication and not controlling your blood pressure with diet and exercise effectively, then yes, but they can absolutely help with that. So, and they can help with stress levels tremendously. But Robin uses a blend of a doTERRA blend of, it's called Balance, and he uses vetiver at night, and he just puts it on his feet with coconut oil. So it's 1 drop of each. He puts it a little bit of coconut oil, rubs it in his hands, takes a couple of inhales right before bed. This is the last thing he does before he goes to sleep at night. Couple of inhales, and then he puts it on the bottom of his feet, because the feet are the most, your feet absorb more than anything else in your body other than your tongue. So I know it is really pretty. It's beautiful here. Absolutely. Evergreen is gorgeous. So no, that's all right. Yeah, no, it's really good. It smells good. And I use it every once in a while, once in a blue moon. I was using it daily and I realized that I didn't need to use it daily, but yes. And he sleeps like a baby. I'm not kidding. He sleeps like he is out for the count. And we learned very quickly that his stress was happening in the morning. You guys have read my story about when I found my lump, and I found it in the morning, and during a sexual encounter. I'm just completely transparent with you guys. So, but I found my breast cancer lump in the morning. And so his problems is that he was anticipating, the mornings were super, super bad. And still to this day, they're still a little bit bad. Not every morning, just some mornings. They're getting better and better and better and better. We have few and far between now. But every once in a while, he just wakes up in a funky mood, or he has a shot of cortisol or something like that streams through him. So, but the mornings were really bad. But we realized that he was anticipating the mornings being bad, and so he wasn't sleeping well. And so we needed to find a way to get to knock him out, Sally. And we wanted to do that without, any type of drugs or, narcotics or anything like that. So it was super important that we found a natural way to do that. And we did it with essential oils, and it changed everything. He started, I have heard that hypnosis, no, that's not off topic. I've heard that hypnosis actually can help. I would actually seek a counselor that you trust, that you can talk to. And if you are battling it to a degree that you need medical help, then you should seek that out. So he absolutely is. Yeah. So, and this is how we do problems in our life at all. I mean, any problem that arises, we see the problem and we start seeking a solution immediately. We don't let it linger. We don't go, gosh, that's a problem. We need to fix that. Boy, that sure does need to be fixed. We should probably think about fixing that problem. We see a problem and we attack it, so that it's not a problem anymore. And so that we control the problem instead of the problem controlling us. And that's just how we live our lives. And luckily for us, we were both naturally that way. So we were naturally programmed to do that. So yeah, we just don't, it's funny because even if there's a light bulb out in the house, it's like, oh, the light bulb's out. And we don't walk by it 20 times and go, man, that light bulb is out. That light bulb is out. Somebody needs to change that light bulb. And so we see a light bulb out and it's like, oh, I need to change the light bulb. And we stop what we're doing and we go change the light bulb. So yeah. Yes, yeah, and we do it together. That's right. We don't have any secrets. We don't have any. We don't set like rules. I mean, this is my third marriage. If you want to know, Robin is actually my third husband. My second marriage. I know that may be shocking. I used to be kind of a devil to live with. I have to tell you, the first two marriages failed because I was kind of a jerk. Just completely honest, I was a jerk. If you, yeah, some of you are gonna go, what? No, I was. This is a new thing. This is new. This is all new. This is the lifestyle change that I have made in my life. And so, but I was a jerk. Someone called me a jackass, actually. And so I was hard to live with. But in my second marriage, because my first marriage was so hard, we struggled constantly and battled constantly. Constantly we battled. We fought all the time, my first husband and I. My second husband and I, we had all kinds of rules. We like had a rule book. It was like a rule book for marriage. And it was so forced and so sad, quite frankly. We really forced that marriage, both of us did. And because we really liked hanging out with each other, and we thought that that was enough to make a marriage, and it wasn't. And so anyway, yeah. And then, but Robin and I, we have no rules. I mean, there's just no rules. It's just, we don't need a rule book because we just, we jive so well. So I know, right? I know. 'Cause I talk a lot. Is that what you're saying? I talk a lot. How do you have time to read those books? I do. I have a time set aside every single day to read. So I am a master at my own time. I am not great at time management when it comes to work, but I do have a lot of time set aside for. I know. I'm just kidding. But I do have a lot of time set aside for self-care. I think it's super important. So, and I always, when I first started scoping, I used to make the joke, and somebody told me it was kind of lame, so I quit making it. But I used to make the joke, I read the big books, so you don't have to. But yeah, so I mean, there's all kinds of medical journals back here. Those are a lot of cookbooks. There are a lot of self-help books. There are a lot of diet books. There's a lot of business books. I read a lot of business books about how to run a business because I like to learn from other people. And yeah. So I have to tell you, we filmed in this kitchen. I'm just rambling now. So those are all the tools in my toolbox, by the way. And now I'm going to ramble just for a minute. But the kitchen that we cooked in, for our sizzle that we filmed for Food Network, we cooked in this amazing kitchen. It was in Boulder. So beautiful. If you guys have been watching my Periscopes, you saw the kitchen. It's absolutely gorgeous. The woman that owns that is 28 years old. Her name is Dakota Hill. She had a business called Featherhead. And really, it got really popular to wear feathers in your hair. And Steven Tyler and some rock stars and stuff actually started buying in bulk her feathers. And there became a feather shortage of some kinds of feathers because she does it all naturally. She picks up feathers. They would actually harvest feathers, not from dead birds. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Actually, there is one right now that I'm reading. Hold on, let me find it. Is my all-time favorite book that I have read in a long, long time. So hold on. It's actually an interview with the Dalai Lama. So hold on. It's called The Art of Happiness, but let me find the author. No, not In Art of Happiness. Hold on. The Art of Happiness. And some of you may be going, yay! I went long enough and B made it. Hooray! That was a funny tweet that you sent me. How do I find you? I mean, what time do I need to be up by? So it's, yeah. Yeah, okay. So I'll get back to that in just a second. Let me answer Janie's questions and I'll get back to that in just a second. The Art of Happiness, a Handbook for Living. The Art of Happiness, a Handbook for Living, and it is written by Howard C. Cutler. He's the interviewer, actually. Howard C. Cutler. No, that's okay. I'll finish that as well. So, but yes, it's an amazing book, and I highly recommend it. Talk about learning how to be a human. If you want to learn how to be a human, read The Art of Happiness. It is absolutely beautiful. And the Dalai Lama is, I don't believe what he believes, but I believe in his humanity, and he's an amazing human on this planet, a very gifted, beautiful, beautiful man. And so I highly, highly recommend. And actually, Cutler himself is actually amazing. He has an amazing quality of his writing. So I highly recommend that that you read it. It's a great book, or listen to it, or whatever you want to do. I've been reading it before bed. I read before bed every single night, and I set aside time every single day to read books. So, because I want my brain to just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so Steven Tyler wore feathers in his hair. So Dakota, she owns this house in Boulder. It's like $1 million house. It's a tiny little house, and it's like really expensive because Boulder's really expensive. But so she is all organic. She is dairy free. Her kitchen is so beautifully stocked. Like, I did not need to bring any spices. I mean, I did, but I wouldn't have had to. Like, all of her spices are on par. Even her cookware, everything was like perfectly perfect for the type of cooking and the kind of lifestyle that I sell to you guys. And it was so amazing. And so I got to meet her in person. So she wasn't there really the first day. But she came, she was there yesterday, and I got to spend time with her, and she and I clicked. She was like, "Oh my God, you and I are like sisters." I'm like, "I know." I'm like, "Your really old sister." So I'm like double her age almost. But anyway, not double, but anyway, but she is so amazing. And it was so cool that out of all the kitchens in Colorado that we picked her kitchen to film in. She's a successful businesswoman, and it was so awesome to be in a home where success had grown. And she actually sold her business, Featherhead, and made a tremendous amount of money. And she's kind of like retired at like 29. I think she's 28 or 29 years old. Crazy, right? And she is so down to earth. We had so much fun, and I left her a little note telling her how cool her kitchen was to cook in, and it was really, really super cool. So Dakota, if you ever watch this, thank you so much. I'm hoping if we get episodes or pilot on Food Network that we get to film in your kitchen like for the whole season, because it was fabulous. So fun to cook in there. So I know, I do. It's amazing how much I squeeze into a day, actually. But I do. But Sherry, I have the luxury, a lot of health and wellness bloggers, do not have the luxuries that I have. And one of those luxuries is that I don't have to focus on making money. Thank you, Roz, for being here. And I surround myself with really successful people, and I do not have to focus on making money because Robin he does not make a ton of money, but he makes enough money. We have a lifestyle that we can afford on just his salary. So I don't have to focus on making money right now. I can just focus on helping you guys and building and growing. And so it's a luxury. It is a blessing, and I never discount it. I have to tell you, I tell him thank you every single morning. You guys should be telling him thank you. I'm just kidding. That was really arrogant. I didn't mean that. But I tell him thank you every single morning for letting me do what my passion is and letting me grow this into something that is more powerful than he and I will ever be. What is happening, and I feel like I've been shown a vision of what Go-To Kitchens is to become. Is it, Roz? Roz, you need to go watch this replay, because about 40 minutes into the replay, there is a toolbox in there for beating stress. So, and I understand that you might have a lot of stress right now, Roz. So I get that. I get that. And if you want to talk more privately with me about that, I'd be happy to do that. So, cause I've found ways to beat it. So yeah. Anyway, so I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah. So yeah, good. Maybe we could talk about it next week at Periscope Summit when we meet. Let's go have a coffee or something. Let's just, you and me, Roz, go have a coffee. I don't drink coffee, a tea, and let's just chat and get to know each other, because I'd love to know you better. I love you and Scott. You guys are amazing. If you guys are not following Roz, please go follow Roz. She and Scott do almost a daily broadcast, and they cook in the kitchen, and Scott is a chef, and so they actually do things the correct way. Yeah, let's do that. They actually do things the correct way instead of the Leslie way. And so... So go and follow them. Their show is Just in Time for Dinner. They're amazing. They're an amazing duo. Lots of love, lots of compassion, lots of fun. They're fun and silly, and they're just adorable. I just adore both of them. So they're one of the first people that I started watching on Periscope, and I've just so much enjoyed watching them. So grow and learn, and they have a website now, and they're writing a cookbook, and it's just amazing. So yes. But yeah, so Jerry, back to you. I have the luxury of having a lifestyle that allows me to work, and I don't have any children. And so it allows me to have the lifestyle to do what I'm doing. It's like the perfect storm. Like right now, but right now I have the perfect storm in my life. Like I know right now at this point in time in my life that I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Like there's no doubt in my mind, even though I don't make a penny, I'm not making a penny. In fact, it costs me money. It costs me a lot of money to do go-to kitchens. But I know it's the right thing. I know what I'm doing is the right thing. And I know the money will come one day. And I'm just going to sit back and let it happen the way it's supposed to happen. So, and that's how I feel about this whole thing with Food Network. If it's supposed to happen, awesome. Because I'm really excited about being on TV. But if it's not supposed to happen, it's not what's supposed to happen. And so, and we'll move forward and just keep, just keep going. We're just going to keep going forward. I do not schedule. I do have a little bit of a schedule. No, that's not true. Yeah, I have a loose schedule of my day, but not like a strict schedule. So yeah, I allow myself. I'm a Montessori child. Do you know what that means? I'm a Montessori child in the way, yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. I actually do own that. I own several. I own several versions of Go-To Kitchen. So thank you. I know I need to have that done. It's just been slipping off of that. So yeah, but I'm kind of a Montessori child. I wasn't really, but I mean, I didn't go to Montessori school, but in a way that I kind of just allow my day to unfold. Thank you. Yeah, we have been loading the gun with that sort of thing. Practical, healthy cooking, that sort of thing. It was fun. Our little statement that we read out in my stand-ups yesterday was a lot of fun. We made it super fun, and we got our point across really, really well about what I do and what I am. So, and I didn't have to compromise what I do or what I am, which is awesome. It's awesome. So, but yeah, I just kind of let my day unfold the way it's going to unfold because I feel like that's what's supposed to happen. So thank you. Hot pepper queen. I love hot pepper. Yummy. So, yeah, so it's super cool. And I just let it be. I have some structure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand. Thank you. That's a huge compliment. Thank you, Eddie's Mind. I appreciate that. They do. I know that they do. I know it's kind of scary, right? I'm like, ugh. Yeah, when I found out that they had been watching my scopes, I was like, today we are going to make apple crisp. Not really. Well, it was a little intimidating, I have to admit. But it's cool. I like it. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. If I said that at home, if I was at home with my mom right now and I said, good Lord, because I say that a lot. I don't say it on here so much, but I say it a lot. I'm like, good Lord. My mom would say, he is. It's awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, you guys. I really missed you guys. I missed scoping with you. So this is like a power scope today. I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, 25 minutes almost, but that's okay. I had some important information. It's funny because I only had one sheet of notes and I thought, oh, this is going to go really fast. And every time I think that in my head, it never does. So talk about time management, Sherry. Whew. Lord, I'm not good at that. Good Lord. So anyway, oh my goodness. All right. So if you guys, I know, right? That's exactly what my mom says. He is a squirrel. What? Where? Oh, good. Yeah. Now we're catching up. What are we doing next week? We are doing Periscope Summit next week is what we're doing. We start next week on Wednesday. Yeah. Is that right? Is that when the Periscope Summit is? Thursday, Friday? No, we start on Thursday. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. I usually, by the way, Hot Pepper Queen, I am a real food expert. That's what I call myself, I'm a food blogger and real food expert. And so normally I'm in the kitchen a lot. We talk a lot about health and that sort of thing. So yeah. So Periscope Summit next week is what we're going to be covering starting on Thursday, going all the way into the weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I kind of been told that before. And I'm 45 and I have this much energy, so you can imagine. Why is sweet potato so much healthier than normal? What is that, a trick question? Are you trying to trick me? No, I'm kidding. Sweet potato is more healthy because it is actually, even though it's still a starch, it has more nutrients in it. That's what gives it that nice red color or orange color that you see, are those nutrients in there. It's full of beta carotene. It actually has some vitamin C in it. It has folate. It has all kinds of amazing things for you in it. So, but yeah, they are better. But you know what? There is no, the way it reacts in your body is a little different as well. But there is no vegetable on this planet that I would tell you to avoid. Not even potatoes. Not any type of potato. I mean, you can't go downtown crazy with them, eating them every single day. But if you want just to, if you don't eat potatoes every single day and the recipe calls for red potatoes or white potatoes, then, just go right ahead and have your potatoes. So yes, as long as they're organic, non-GMO, that sort of thing. What about when they are chips? So chips are dangerous. Chips are a slippery slope. The thing about chips for me is the oil that they're cooked in. Again, you can't go downtown crazy. They do have a high sugar content. I agree, but and again, you can't go downtown crazy. You can't be eating potatoes every day, not even sweet potatoes. So do I shop at Whole Foods? I shop at Whole Foods. I shop at Natural Grocers. I shop at Sprouts. I shop some things at Sam's Club even. I shop at our local King Super, which is like a Kroger. If you cook them, that is better. Yes, that is better. But again, they should be a treat and not a daily indulgence. Yep. I do. Okay, so here's my schedule. My schedule is this. I don't have one. Yeah, if you're trying to lose weight, yeah, you're right there, Sherry. Absolutely. If you're not trying to lose weight, then I wouldn't worry so much about it. And honestly, I don't think anybody should ever be focused on losing weight. When you start changing your diet and making healthy choices, your body is more satisfied, and that weight that you have typically will start to fall off of you. So, yeah. I know a lot of people just freaked out because I said eat potatoes. Now, I didn't say eat potatoes every day. I just said you don't have to avoid them completely. So, yes. Yes, absolutely. So my schedule is typically this. We pick I'll show you here. These are just some of the topics that I want to discuss with you guys. Yeah, it is. So any vegetable, any starchy vegetable, I would say a portion no bigger than your hand. So whatever you can eat that's the size of your hand, I think that you're okay, as long as you're not doing it on a daily basis. Potatoes are not to be eaten on a daily basis, but they're not to be avoided completely either. Just saying. Not in the form of French fries. That doesn't count. French fries do not count as a vegetable serving. So thank you. I'm getting to it. So my schedule is Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Mountain Time. So that is 11 a.m. Pacific Time and 2 p.m. Eastern. I do that daily, Monday through Friday. Friday we call for Real Food Fridays. So typically, not today because I've been filming all week and cooking all week, and quite frankly, I just didn't want to mess up my kitchen. I am not in the kitchen today, but normally on Fridays I call it for Real Food Fridays, and we are cooking in the kitchen. Some weeks I cook. Yeah, I have actually I know a lot about resistant starches actually, but I cook in the kitchen. Sometimes I cook all week. We make a meal all week. Like if I do, like I have on my list that I want to do a breakfast week, because breakfast is hard. People stumble over breakfast because a lot of breakfast foods are like full of, grains and sugars and all that sort of thing. So I have a website, go2kitchens.com, GO2kitchens.com. I know you like the cooking weeks. And most of my recipes are right there. And then if you do that, thank you, Janie, for putting that up. If you go there, there's actually VIP access. If you follow me on Facebook, there are totally different recipes that get thrown down on Facebook every single week. There's a new recipe every single week, at the Facebook page at Go2Kitchens. All social media at Go2Kitchens. You can find me. Yep. And you can follow me personally, Leslie Nance. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, my kitchen is not messy all the time, but I just didn't. I have been, for those of you that don't know, I have been filming a marketing promo that is being sent to Food Network, probably in the next couple of weeks. We've been filming that most of the week this week since Wednesday, and I've been cooking like I've been cooking like 5-6 hours a day on camera, and today I just needed a break. So that's just the complete honest truth. So I just needed a break today, quite frankly. So. Do I plan my meals once a week? I try to. I try to plan them. Yep, I try to batch cook on Sundays for Robin and I to ensure that we get healthy foods all week. But I have to tell you, if you guys saw what I ate on a daily basis, you would think I was boring. Although I'm a food blogger, although I am a foodie. Oh, kombucha. Okay, I'll do a separate scope. I'll do a SCOBY update. I'll do a separate scope for it because this one's getting really long. So look for that just a little bit like a half hour from now if I'm not still on here. Because I need to move my camera. So, but yeah, yeah, we'll do a kombucha update. But yeah, so but I'm a really simple eater. You guys would be like, really? That's what you eat during the week? I'm a super simple eater. We eat fancy pants meals probably once or twice a week. But most of my foods are very, very simple, very nutrient dense, very focused on, healthy flavors and healthy flavor profiles for us. Robin is a really, really picky eater. Robin's my husband, by the way. He's a really, really picky eater. And so I have to cook simply. And so it's actually been awesome that he's picky because it helps me when I'm doing recipe development. So I food shop once a week. Yep, once a week. That's kind of my thing. Fancy pants. If you look me up far enough, you could probably Google fancy pants and my name would come up. We were joking this week that should be my Food Network show. Fancy pants. Yeah. So, but we don't eat a lot of fancy pants meals. Typically it's because we're having somebody over for dinner. But we're having somebody over for dinner, and I have to tell you the funniest story. So same time each week, kind of, not exactly the same, but yeah, I mean, I'm on a pretty consistent schedule, and typically it's just because we've run out of something. I'm like, oh, I need to go. I know, right? Now it's time for fancy pants. Yeah, so see, we're just not huge fancy pants eaters. We eat very, very simply. Lots of veggies. We eat lots and lots and lots of veggies. I eat 90% plant-based and 10% everything else. So actually, I think I'm getting closer to like 95% plant-based and 10% everything else. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we made farmhand soup this week for our marketing promo, and it was amazing. It was photographed so beautifully. Yeah, it was really, really cool. So yeah, but yeah, I'm getting, and I'm not trying to do that. It's just where it's leading me right now. So, but yeah, I eat for sure. I eat 90% veg, plant-based, and then 10% everything else. So. You're kidding me. That's awesome. Fancy pants. That's awesome. I love it. I want to meet him. Yes, so I'm doing a whole scope with Dawn Little. Actually, it's not a scope, it's a blab. Doing a whole scope with Dawn Little. Get Healthy Dawn. She's here on Periscope. Doing a whole scope with her. I keep saying Periscope, but blab with her about meal planning, Sherry. That's something that you're going to want to tune into. It's on the Go To Kitchens VIP page and the Go To Kitchens Facebook page, both Facebook pages. So if you don't know, you can get VIP access. For those of you that are new here, there's a little button at the top of my website that says VIP access. You can click on that. It is only an email. That's all I need. I do not need anything else. You give me your email. You get a free ebook, How to Fall in Love. I know it's going to be fun. How to fall in love with your kitchen and yourself. And you also get a link to a private Facebook page that is just for Go To Kitchens VIPs. And if you go and sign up, you might be number 100. Because I think we're at like 98 right now, VIPs. And so Go To Kitchens has not been around very long. The website's only been live since June. So yeah, so we're growing slowly, and I like it. I like it because we have so many quality people that follow us. So You should have gotten a welcome email. Sometimes it goes to your junk mail. But yeah, it goes to you. It goes to your email, and it's just a short book about how to fall in love with your kitchen and yourself. But it comes always, always, always in your welcome email, without fail. I can say that without a doubt. It comes without fail. So it might have gotten pushed to your junk though, or you might have just seen the welcome email and not clicked on the link. So, yep, you're a high quality person. That's right. I'm looking for seekers. I have to tell you, look again. I am a seeker. I seek knowledge, and I seek truth, and I seek a reality in life is what I'm looking for. And every single one of you that sticks around with me and hangs out with me, you are seekers too. And there is power in being a seeker. There is so much power in being a seeker. And whether you realize it in yourself or not, you are a seeker. And you are looking. You are looking for something different. You are looking for a different way to be and a different lifestyle. Or you've already achieved it and you just want more knowledge and more information. So yeah, I know. I love to learn. And so yeah, and that's actually common with men. It's common with men not to be seekers. So yeah, it is. It's very common with women though. Wow. That's a big step, Janie. That's a big, big step to go vegan. Good for you. Good for you. I hope it works out beautifully. Make sure you educate yourself. Raisins. Where are those raisins? I know. I need to go seek lunch myself. I hadn't had any lunch yet. So I had a leftover frittata this morning though. It was wonderful. But yes, it's seekers. And you know what? Cool. Good for you. So just make sure you're getting enough protein. Janie, that always makes me nervous when people say they're going vegan. Just please, please, please keep an eye on your protein. Protein is your healing nutrient and you need it. So just make sure you're getting good quality, complete proteins. That's the only thing that concerns me about vegan is that. So yeah, just saying. I know. It's been like that for me for a couple of days, actually. When I get nervous, I don't eat. And I've been a little bit on edge the last couple of days. I did great. It was great, but it was a little, there's some nerve-wracking things there when there's these giant cameras and giant lights like shining in your head. Yeah, B12 is super important as well. B12 is, yes, very important, but I'm really, really, but I am really nervous about the protein levels in vegan. So it makes me nervous. Yes, I was a vegan once in my life, and I totally cocked it up. Totally cocked it up. It was bad. So, yeah, it is. It's draining. It's really draining, and it's fun. I love it. Please don't get me wrong. I love it, and I want to do it for a living. Well, I want to do a lot of things for a living. I still, Go To Kitchens is going to be like alive and well if this happens, but, sorry, I'm waiting for an email. I was just seeing if it came in. But it is, yeah, fun for sure. I agree. Totally cool. Lots of fun. So, yes, good. I just want to make sure you stay on track with that. Okay, I will. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we're actually staying at the Venue Hotel. We changed hotels because all of you said that you were staying at the Venue Hotel. And so we're staying at the Venue Hotel. And don't forget, Roz, Dr. Christine and I are having a meetup at 3 p.m. on Thursday before the Periscope Summit starts. It's in the hotel restaurant. So yeah, so please come find us. It's going to be fun. You know what? And Dr. Christine, you're not going to be able to miss us. You'll never miss us. You'll know where we're at all the time. Yeah, see you guys. Oh, hey, Rosemary. It's good to see you. All right, you guys. It has been an hour and 40 minutes. I probably should go eat something. Good. Awesome. Yeah, we're getting there at 10:30 in the morning. So if you're going to Periscope Summit, please find me. Find me. I will. I will. Yeah, later. See you. But yeah, I will absolutely, please find me if you're going. I know, it's really long. Yes, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being here. Hot Pepper Queen, what's your name? Tell me a name. I'll try to remember. I'm not awesome at that, but I'll try. Who is Stress? Stress is the silent killer. That's who the silent killer is. Thank you, Sherry. I love that you've been here. Annette, awesome. I will try to remember. Please don't be offended if I don't. You might have to tell me like 10 times, and then one day it'll stick. I'll try to remember. Annette, Hot Pepper, Annette. Yeah, please do, Rosemary. It's great. It's the first part is the content. So I know it's so hard. There's so many people. It's like swimming in a sea trying to remember all the fish. It's crazy. So, all right, you guys, I am out. Have an amazing afternoon. Know that I love you and I only want you to be well and happy. And please, please, please remember that you are a human being on this planet. There is no inspirational moment because this whole scope was all about inspiration. And that's right, hot pepper Annette, and trying to find the balance. So yes, bye, B. I'm so glad you were here live. Thank you. Rosemary, thank you. Have an awesome weekend. I'll be back probably in the next, after lunch, after I eat. Yeah, we will do a, that's so funny. I'm sorry. That's funny. It's a PS4 game. That's hilarious. Bye. See you guys. But yeah, so I'll be back in about a half hour, 45 minutes with a Scobie watch. Come see Happy. He's really cool looking right now. So yes. All right. Bye. Have a good day. See you guys. Love you. Bye.